Creativity is a happy coincidence. At the moment you have mastered a technique, you are conscious of your means, you have developed critical thinking, and, most of all, you know yourself, then, at that moment, along the road of the creativity, if you trip over a ripe banana, taste a pesto made with breadcrumbs, or are witness to a broken tart, you can see the world with new eyes, those of a child who is stealing raw tortellini from under the table. That is the moment when you capture that flash in the dark. Creating a recipe is an intellectual gesture that involves ingredients, technique, memory, and the compression of everything in bites of edible culture that have the flavor of your passions, used as a vehicle to transmit emotions. Creativity is poetry. In a world of obligation, you can lose your point of reference. The secret is to keep a small space open for poetry, to be able to jump into that space and realize the unimaginable. This is what it means to make visible the invisible. Creativity is folly. In an essay about Lou Reed, Lester Bangs wrote, "Lou Reed is my hero, principally because he stands for all the most fucked up things that I could ever possibly conceive of, which probably only show the limit of my imagination." Creativity is the speed of your thoughts, what allows you to rebound, to react, to capture that light, and arrive on time to your next appointment. Because trains that leave at dawn do not wait for anyone. Creativity is liberating all that, all you have inside, without filter, without being shy. It is the happiness of a gesture, the scandal of the emotion. Like my beloved jazz music, it is the dissonance that makes the harmony melodic. It is the intuition of the pauses and the silence that make the music. The concentration and then the performance, the chord of the guitar that breaks and turns into an opportunity. A contemporary chef needs to live in the moment, to explore and go in deep without forgetting the past and where you come from. That is your unique vantage. That's knowing where you stand in the world is what you keep you grounded and not washed away by the first storm. You cannot improvise of being a great chef, but great chef can improvise.
Massimo Bottura.
I did this because I think we all know technique. You know, there are incredible chefs around. I saw Sven, I saw Grant, I saw Micha. You know, I think the future, for me, it's about culture. Too many young chefs are pushing to be there. You know, they're going so deep, and you know, it's not I think the right side. I think the point is touching paper, reading, getting deep into things. In that moment, you can think in a different way, stimulate and create a great team through stimulation. Taka or Davide can be chef in any other place in the world, but they stay there because of the mind, because stimulation of mind, because cooking is not just the quality of the ingredients, but the quality of the ideas. That's the point. So this is, in the meantime, I was reading that. This is a folly, like the guys. It's a fucked up thing that we had in mind. It's an evolution of a Caesar salad. We call Caesar salad in bloom. Are 25 different elements, starting from all these different fresh herbs. Different fresh herbs that are filled inside one by one, every day, every service, every morning. And, all these other elements like that we create that are talking about Italy, like a yogurt of almond milk, a chlorophyll, aromatic chlorophyll, or chamomile gel, or elderflower vinegar that is being aged in the barrel of the balsamico, or like extraction of, perfume of a bouquet of flower, or every single element like this is gonna give to that salad, that maybe is the first salad ever made with as a dessert, each bite unique. So you get it with your hand and you start eating, This is what we do and what I think is creating a recipe. And we call Caesar salad in bloom. Next things that we are doing, I don't know if it's working. Yeah. It's something that we create for a visit of Alain Ducasse 3-4 years ago, and we forget about that because that was something that we create, and we didn't want to repeat that. But last Thursday, our Prime Minister decided to do an event in Osteria Francescana, have the summit about immigrants and, ISIS in the restaurant, talking with Hollande at the table. So he said, okay, the French, what they think, the French are like this, no? So I want to show them what we can do in Italy. So he brought the whole summit in Osteria Francescana. It was crazy. And what we did, one of the things that we did, we create a macaron. We rebuild that macaron. And it's like hazelnut. It's celery roots, topinambur. And this meringue, salty meringue, there is no sugar there. Salty meringue is mixed with a paste of foie gras, in homage to Monsieur Hollande, a foie gras that has been marinated into this between sweet and salty. And with the hazelnut that comes from Piemonte, we had to give the switch, the mixture between Piemonte and France, because I think a guy from Piemonte that is northwest of Italy is more French than a Sicilian. So I got all these elements from Piemonte mixed with the foie gras, mixed with a technique, mixed with the nature that gives us the first white truffle of the season, and present a macaron as a finishing dish in homage to the Prime Minister of France. But it's a different macaron. It's like between sweet and salty. And how we came out with that idea? Through the mind of, of something that went deep into culture like that. This is what we do every day and what we have every day in Osteria. We compress our passion into edible bites. This is our passion. That's our passion. That's Kerouac. On the road is the way a man is walking around and have a dialogue with the beboppers and the people and Ginsberg and Charlie Parker and Theolis Monk and all these people. And on the side, what you have? You have a sculpture. The people who came to Osteria saw that sculpture because it's a very important meaning. Is a 25-cent glass that wants to be a piece of art. It's like the potato wants to be a truffle. That is like a glass that if you lose yourself in your everyday life, for you is just a 25-cent glass. If you have poetry inside you, you can see the reflection through the lights of that glass and see the beauty of the sun and the light spread everywhere. So what I mean is that piece is normal that wants to be, that glass is normal that wants to be a piece of art. Because all of us, we want to go in a different space. If you are here, it's just because you want to dream and live your life as a dream. So that's why we arrive and create and have all this kind of meaning that are part of our everyday life.
Massimo?
Yeah.
Do you expect of young cooks, or cooks in all, to be more busy in the arts, in the psychology, in philosophy, to get a real background from which you can perform in a different way?
Yes, I think so. I totally think so. It's like we have to stop thinking about cooking as I'm cooking something to fill my stomach. I want to fill your art. I want to fill your mind. That's my point of view, It's like at one point, culture brings knowledge. Through knowledge, you arrive at the consciousness, open the consciousness. And the consciousness, the sense of responsibility. Last year, we were at Med Food Camp, and we were deciding what to do for next year. Let's stop talking. Let's act through minds. We want to do that. That was a dream. There was a very important person in my city living. It's called Enzo Ferrari. Was called Enzo Ferrari. He built Ferrari, and he said keep saying to everyone, if you can dream it, you can make it. I was dreaming to make something and to give an answer to feed the planet through the gesture, through a poetic gesture, and the Pope, and have something with the Pope, and do something with the Pope. We did it. We did it. Every single day since May, there is a chef who's coming to the Refettorio Ambrosiano in Milan and is cooking for poor people. But this is not charity. This is a cultural experience.
Yeah, there's another question to it. If you are working like this, if you're cooking like this, if you expect people to understand cooking like this, has cooking the ability to perform in daily food, every morning, every dinner, every lunch?
If you come to Osteria Francescana, first of all, I hope you're going to have good food. Second, healthy. I don't, I don't want people that coming and they approach and they understand what I'm doing. Because it's like, I have a restaurant. But the vision and the role of a chef right now has much more implication. As an implication of cultural implication. We do culture. We create culture every day with what we do. We have an implication of tourism. Okay, this is I'm talking about in a very large scale.
Is it more better for us and for the food if we are getting more sensitive, and if we are more sensitive towards the food? Are we getting more into the cultural community?
Yes. Think about what was here 10 years ago, the first time. You know, think about how much we grow, how much and how many, kilometers we walk to arrive at the point we are right now. And this is the point in which I'm talking with all the young chefs, and I'm like, I'm trying to give them this kind of opportunity, because, is there also not just the culture, it's just also the implication of practice and formation. It's all about create a better future for everyone, because it's not just about me, it's not just about Osteria Francescana, but it's about Emilia Romagna. It's about the artisan, the cheesemaker, the farmers. That's why I'm fighting to have a university in Osteria, close to the Osteria Francescana. We are building a university. 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you remember, no? We were talking about preserve the agricultural school because they were going out of business. What we did, we put a kitchen in the middle of the school and say, shoot a photograph with me and dirty hands, and say, the future is of the chef that goes in the kitchen with the hands dirty of earth and smell milk. Now, after 5 years, the agricultural school has 6 first classes and a waiting list to get in. Now, the future step is to build a university in which you can learn how to create a smiling potato, a acculturate big wheel of Parmigiano. When I said before, you choose to be there, it's the most important thing. Because the secret, it's about being alert on who you are. The secret, if you know yourself, think about Pirandello and the whole idea of know yourself and look at the mirror and understand your weakness point and who you are. And, you are someone who knows where to go, exactly as the clear idea where to go. And, at one moment, you bring everyone like that. Think about the pyramid of Kandinsky. It's a pyramid in which there are a lot of people at the base, because it's very large, and few people on the top. And these people, they have a mission to bring the more people they can up on the next level. And just studying and get acculturate, they can be at that point. So that's the point for me right now. The best ingredients of the... Thank you. This is an old image of a landscape of 100 million seeds of Ai Weiwei. I show it, and I show it, and I keep showing, because it's very, very important. It's like, especially because 6 months ago, I walked into a restaurant in which there was a Chinese chef, a young chef. He was at the opening of Ai Weiwei at the Tate Gallery in London. He came to me and he took off one seed from his pocket and he said, "This is for you. I was carrying this since 4 years ago." I was like, "What?" "Yes, I kept in my pocket for 4 years because I listened to your speech and how you were talking about Ai Weiwei and the importance of a work of art like this that is talking about the future and preserve the quality of the work of the artisan." So Ai Weiwei, in this project, he made 100 million seeds of porcelain, in which all these artisans that for generation and generation, they were working to create this piece of art. And what he did is like, he asked these guys to work for a couple of years. And he knew that these people, they didn't know anything about contemporary art. But in the moment, the galleries, they pay Ai Weiwei for this, and he pay the artisans, they make this job, they understood that Ai Weiwei was doing the right thing, you know? That's our mission. Is a social mission that is like something that we have to do because we have to feel inside. But just if we have the culture to understand and to go deep into things. Because otherwise, the sense of responsibility is just something you say like that. You know, what is this? This is air. This is air blood. This is just a civet, you know? It's something that, you know, Bocuse was doing 40 years ago. This is an abstract. It's an abstract way to see the civet of air of Monsieur Bocuse. And so, how can I see something like that? How can I explain something like that? Is a camouflage. Camouflage, reading Gertrude Stein, a book in which Gertrude Stein, a famous art collector, in 1914 was talking about Picasso. They were on Boulevard de Raspail. We were on Boulevard de Raspail walking. And Picasso was crazy about, look at this camouflage military track. But he never saw, and no one knows what was that. Then out to the blue one night, he came out from the other street, on the side street, and we saw a camouflage military track. Picasso was crazy, and he started screaming, "We did it! We did it!" You know, this is not a military track. This is Cubism, and we invent Cubism. If you look at the image we had before, can you go back to the thing? You know, you see a painting of Cubism, and Picasso, with his incredible, angry mind and eyes, he saw in a military track Cubism. So it's about this, you know? It's about see things that other even imagine. But just if you have the culture to understand and to go deep into things, you can imagine that. So what Taka is doing now is like, imagine, rebuild the wood, rebuild just the shape of a wood in which the air is hiding, just escaping the hunter, you know? And so it's about all these flavors that are part of the creation of the civet to give a balance, extraordinary balance between, the intensity of the air blood and the creation of the top of the wood. So you have fresh herbs, you have burn herbs, you have a little bit of spices that you use for that. You have a three-dimensional, chocolate and bread, gives you three-dimensional in the plate. You have the black truffle, you have the white truffle, you have celery roots, you have topinambur, you have Kona coffee, because the point of the base is like a cream in which we compress the civet of air that we move with a royale, adding a little bit of foie gras. Then we move again on contaminate the plate through just the foam of a coffee that is kind of sweet, not bitterness, because the spicy, they create a collision. Then a little bit of chocolate. Then we let him sit. We spread it on the top of the plate, and then we gratinate in 4 different points. And, at the end, what you do is you just finish with all these different aromatic and earthy flavors. They drives you and bring you to recreate the same idea that Picasso put into a Cubism painting. Cubism painting is not what you see. It's much more. Sometimes I see contemporary art and I see projection of contemporary art into plates. For me, it's so, okay, I don't like it. So, because contemporary is much more deep, and you see in the next plate, because it's like it's talking to you through culture, and it's telling you so many different things that are not the one that you see. So, like that, what we create is like camouflage, hair in the wood, So after the first one who comes, they can taste. Okay?
Ich darf vielleicht ein Wort noch eben zwischendurch auf Deutsch, erzählt in German. Ich nenne oft in diesem Zusammenhang einen Begriff namens assoziativer Kontext. Man hat lange Zeit immer nur von Emotionen geredet beim Essen. Ist ja auch prima, aber es trifft es nicht alles. Der assoziative Kontext ist eben auch das, was passiert, wenn man auf ein kubistisches Bild sieht. Man sieht alles Mögliche. Es geht quer durch den Speicher, es geht in alle möglichen Richtungen. Es ist offen. Die Assoziationen sind wahrscheinlich sehr viel offener, als wir meinen. Viele sind uns möglicherweise gar nicht bewusst. Viele sind uns bewusst, manche sehr bewusst, sehr nah. Wir mögen irgendetwas nicht. Aber es gibt einen riesen Horizont von Ereignissen, die passieren, wenn wir bestimmte Sachen essen und wenn wir natürlich in einer Disposition sind, um einen solchen Teller wie diesen gerade nicht nur von links nach rechts zu essen, sondern uns darauf einzulassen, was dort passiert.
What did he say?
The same as you.
I didn't get it. I hope good thing. So, okay, I'm trying. Did you get the image you saw before? That's another image that is very important for us. There is a jar of as a jar for the ashes of my parents in the restaurant. That jar represent the ashes of a Neolithic vase. Can you go? A Neolithic vase that the artist is dropping into the floor. I'm dropping, eavesdropping a vase into the floor because he's telling you, I have my past and my culture here in my mind, but I'm a contemporary man. I'm not an old, and I'm not getting into nostalgia. If you get into nostalgia, your tortellini is better than mine. Your grandmother tortellini are better than one of your mom, say. That it's all about that. But if you don't lose yourself into nostalgia, you can bring the best from the past and project into the future. That is what Ai Weiwei is telling you. It's telling you, it's talking about the past is there, but I am a contemporary man, and I'm projecting through a contemporary culture myself into the future. So this is something that you have to know for sure. Is Joseph Beuys. He's my favorite artist. He's the one who inspired me to open a refettorio ambrosiano, to feed a fragile soul, to be and to show the world with all my friends, that we can make a secret pesto through breadcrumbs, or create a beautiful dessert with a ripe banana that most of the people, they throw away. Because Joseph Beuys and his creation, they were like social sculpture, Social sculpture, what they mean? They means that they have a very deep, meaning behind. Like, la rivoluzione siamo noi. We are the revolution. And there is a picture of himself, just himself, in front of you, that was coming in front of you, and he was telling we, because it's not about him, it's about all of us. All of us that we are here, and we are sharing, and we want to be here. That's the big change of cuisine in the last 10 years. We start sharing on stages, with other people, technique, ideas, dreams. And we are changing the future. It's unbelievable, but it's like this. And we are changing the future. And people, they start understanding and listening to what we have to say. So we have a strong power. And if we use it in the right way, we can really make the difference in the future. That's why the waste. So Taka, what is making Taka is creating a dessert that is let's say, in a big word, became an icon of the international cuisine. So, oops, I dropped the lemon tart, and it's about a zabaione, no? A tartelletta. I don't know. Do you know the story behind the dish? Okay, I'm telling you the story. One day, he's a Japanese. He's not Chinese, even if he looks Chinese. But he's a Japanese, and you know how Japanese are. They don't miss one point, okay? If has to be put one drop there, has to be there. Otherwise, he gets upset, And he was ready to serve 2 lemon tarts. And in the moment, it's the last service of the day. In the moment he was ready, he dropped one of the 2 lemon tarts and upside down on the plate. And he didn't have the third one. So I was looking at him, and he was ready to kill himself because he made a mistake. And I said, Taka, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Let's rebuild in a perfect way on the other plate what you did by mistake. Because mistakes, sometimes, They transfer better emotion than perfect engineering creation as an architecture like Richard Mayer, you know? And so what we did is like we recreate everything in a perfect way, like this pasta frolla, as you know, I cannot touch it because it's breaking in so many things. It's so good and fragrant and full of amazing flavor that is like that is. I have to be careful because I want to break in front of you. And what you have here you have an abstract painting of south of Italy. You have a caper from Pantelleria. You have a bergamot from Calabria. You have a lemon from Sorrento. You have oregano from Puglia. You have almond, because this is made with almond flour. Almond from Noto. You have spicy pepper from Matera. So you have the south of Italy, just in one line of flavor. This is a zabaione, recreate just with egg yolk and the juice of the lemons from Sorrento. The lemon from Sorrento, if you go there, back there, 1 second. The lemon from Sorrento, no, like this, are this. That's Capri Battery, Joseph Beuys. Joseph Beuys was recovering from a lung disease in Capri. And that is the metaphor of the nature that is kissing you, the sun that is kissing you. The lemon from Sorrento are the product, that the reflection of nature through lemon, like, and he's expressing that as the metaphor of a scream of help. Please, nature, help me. I need something to recover from my lung disease. And he was screaming, and he created that incredible, beautiful, poetic piece as a light, yellow light bulb that gets energy from the acidic of the lemon, and he gets on, you know. So Taka, he needed that kind of recovering from breaking the tart. Come on. So we rebuilt exactly the thing. So there is a warm zabaione made just with yolk and lemon, because you don't need the sugar with those kind of juice. And is finishing the plate, actually a broken plate. Vai, stiraglielo addosso a lui. Like this. This is our favorite play with all the waiters. They stand in front of us. You know, they're waiting like this. So at that point, you know, you're back there and you're like, poof, and you get dirty. The whole thing goes. And, you know, you put like the things and the lemon, and the three-dimensional way is getting into that. Oops, I dropped the lemon tart.
One last question, Massimo.
Yeah, aspetta, Jürgen.
Since you're number 2 in the world of kitchen.
Please. A little bit. Once to try the zabaione is here.
Enorm ausgetüftelte Balance zwischen Salz und Foie Gras. Massimo.
Yeah. Now I'm going to try with this.
Massimo, do the Italians
Now, but pay attention, also if you're here.
Massimo, do the Italians like that you're number 2 in the world of cooking?
That's a big question. Ask Thomas.
Do you get enough recognition for it?
They want me to be crucified in the main piazza because I'm screwing up with the grandmother recipe. You know, that's a big point, you know. It's very difficult. It's
Meine Damen und Herren, Massimo Bottura.
Massimo,
thank you
so much. A little present. Yeah, a little present for you. This is our CHEF-SACHE knife, the 2050 edition. 15.
Thank you very much. Guys, I have to say that, you know, I wasn't able to come till the last minute. But when Thomas, Carola, and I heard that Jürgen was here, you know, I said, I'm gonna squeeze in to be part of this event because every time I come to CHEF-SACHE, you know, I have incredible surprise. And most of all, there are people that are so into not just look at things, but look at the mind of the other people. So I just want to thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks.